Beachbody coach. From the rooftops, in a room, to a stranger, to anyone. And they can look at me and judge me. It's not my business. But I can proudly say it. So my question to you is, can you and do you? Because if you're worried that people are going to think about this Beachbody thing, I don't know. My dad's been sitting in this room. I'd love to have my dad sitting here. I'm sure when Carl went to his father about this crazy idea and watching it grow like this, all of us are starting with this crazy idea. Who cares what somebody else thinks about you being a Beachbody coach? And Gary Vee's the one who said, if you can't shout it from the rooftops, if you can't shout the fact that you are a proud Beachbody coach, you need to rethink what you're doing. Because everyone in this room should be an extremely proud Beachbody coach because of the journey you're on. And I don't care what size you are, there is not a journey that outweighs another here. I've actually had people tell me, I wish I had your big transformation. And I'm like, are you nuts? I don't even want my big transformation. Like, who wants to be broke and homeless and gain 150 pounds? I didn't gain 150 pounds because I looked at food. I gained 150 pounds because instead of heroin or alcohol or sex with strangers or whatever else people do, I decided ding dong sounded like a good bet. I didn't have type 2 diabetes because I did. I gave myself type 2 diabetes. I tortured myself because I didn't have my worth. And I didn't have examples. And it is a gap missing because when I was more actively involved with the plus size community, I had beautiful examples all over the place. Where's my beautiful example? There she is right there. Here's a beautiful example right here. I had beautiful women all the way around me who were owning who they are, loving who they are. And it was out of that self-love, in the way that I chose to love myself, that I learned to begin to take care of myself here. Because I knew all of this on me was my story. Now, I'm not saying everybody who gains a lot of weight that that's necessarily the case, but I would probably say for a good portion of us, I can have conversation with people like, I can't believe she just went there. Most of us are in the position that we're in, and I don't care what your size is because we put ourselves there. And we keep waiting for this magic bag of powder or this magic batch of motivation to land on our back. I don't know why it's on our back, but let's put it on our back. Lap, whatever, on our body, that it's magically going to land on our lap, and that's it. You're never going to quit, y'all. This journey is a spaghetti bowl. From point A to point B or point A to point Z, it's like the teacups at Disneyland, you guys. There's nobody in this room, even those super fit people that maybe you want to be like or look like. Do not assume somebody who's super fit does not understand your journey. They are on a journey too. You can't learn to love and respect your body until you learn to love and respect all bodies. Everybody's on a journey. Everybody has a struggle. And we all represent a company that gives us a solution in a box. It is a hard, I think my coach said it. I think Jimmy said it. Choose your hard. Jimmy said it? Of course Jimmy said it. It wouldn't be my words. I'm not that good. I had to decide to choose my hard. And while being sick and depressed and broke and homeless, it was hard. It was really hard. But it was a comfortable place to be because I knew what it was like to be there. When I made the choice on the other hard to start moving my body and doing it, like now I have a lot of plus size coaches that come up to me, but when I started, I not that we didn't exist, but it was different. I feel like we have a voice now. And I feel like that we're coming together to make that change, to end the trend because we are fighting to get out of it. You don't have to be out of the trend to make a difference. You can make the biggest impact, again, this is not size exclusive, by sharing your journey in whatever little bit you're comfortable with doing that day. You will help end this trend while you are working to get out of it. And if you really want to get out of it, and if you really want to change the way that you live your life, I'm standing in front of the stage in front of 800 people, and I assume that most of you guys like me, and if you don't, that's okay. We don't have to be friends. I have 800 people's energy coming back to me because I'm sharing, and you guys are listening pretty intently. Now go do that on social media, and go make a difference in one person's life. Don't go make a post because you saw it on somebody else's page and go, I need to go post that because it just killed it on her page. The people who are not commenting and not liking are the ones who are watching. Am I still good on time? I didn't do the math. All right. The people who need you are going to watch you quietly, and they're going to live through you. So what are you showing them? Are you showing them your highlight reel? Are you making sure that you're only showing the country heat? I was in the test group, that was really cool, and I hate country music, but I don't anymore. Autumn here? No. And I was country-eyed Joeing and yee-hawing, and I was like, okay. And I actually had a good time with it. I lost my point. There's a good one. Thank you, highlight reel. God, I'm so glad you guys are listening. I totally Doried. My nickname is Dory. That was someplace else. Highlight reel. Are you only showing it when you get the dance perfectly? Like when you nail it? That good angle? The one where your jawline shows, and if you look real close, there's like an ab? Like, is your picture always like, y'all know, we know you're shooting from freaking up here. There it is. We all know. We think you look great, but we know. And also, on the other hand, if you would have done that same pose 6 months ago, it wouldn't have looked like that. So kudos for the results, because I don't care how you take your picture. Guys, it's not your highlight reel. It's the struggle. It is having something that people can look at and go, I see a piece of myself in you. The very first coach I signed was quite literally 1/4 my size. And I was like, wow. She was inspired by me. She's not with me anymore. But that was something. And I remember I had people reaching out to me going, wow, you're really inspiring me to make change. And I wasn't even a coach. And so by gifting my journey, my struggles, my drama, my trauma, in the doses I was willing to do, I grew up not being good enough, not being thin enough, smart enough. On good days, my nickname was Slut. Parents have a funny way of trying to protect you. Maybe that was one I didn't need. By the way, I was a virgin, so that was wild. I couldn't figure the two out. So I grew up with a very bad self-image. I was affected by the media. Now, that was a choice. But I was affected by what I saw. And again, it wasn't until I remember I was standing in line. I have PCOS, actually. It don't have me. I'm not dealing with my symptoms anymore. Thank you, Beachbody, starting with Shakeology. I remember standing in line at male pattern balding. I was wearing my now ex-husband's size, I think 46 jeans, flannel shirt. Grunge was in, so I could make it work. Not diagnosed, struggling, a mess. And I saw a magazine called Mode Magazine, and that's my first thing. I went, wow, these women are beautiful and they're thick. Maybe there's something to me. But it took a magazine. It could have been a Facebook post. Could have been your Facebook post.